Thank you, Kevin. Thank you both. We go from the fastest to the group with the most stamina. It is the men's 2 mile. There you see some great records. 8:41 by Craig Virgin, terrific. To run down the names quickly, Kyle Armentrout, Don Bernard, Stuart Burnham, Brian Clas, the state champion in New York, Bryan Dameworth, the state California champion, Albert Donawa, Janik Lambert, Guillermu Marino, Scott Lilley, Shawn MacKay from Canada, Andy Maris, Mike McWilliams, Teddy Mitchell from Florida, Brandon Rhoads, and Ron Salazar from Colorado round out a very deep, interesting field, Frank.
Very good field. Right there you can see Shawn MacKay from Canada. 115 is Andy Maris. Bryan Dameworth is right next to them there. So this really is a classy field. Maris and Dameworth, the fastest U.S. runners. Shawn MacKay very close to them and maybe on paper a little bit faster even coming in here. So we've got a race.
You don't know what Salazar will do having run so well at altitude either, up at 9:10.
It's a question. You look and see that Salazar has improved a lot. Coming down here, he may be the sleeper.
14 runners out there. It's a deep field. Teddy Mitchell in the orange colors, who will be headed for the University of Tennessee, cranks out into a fast early lead.
He wants to be comfortable. I've seen Teddy Mitchell a lot in high school events. He's very experienced. He's always in there, never quite can win, but he knows what he's doing. He's out there to stay out of trouble.
Mitchell on the backstretch controlling the race. He told me earlier that he really wants to run really well in college, that he said, I'm not that serious about high school running. I'm serious, he said, but it's more of a case I haven't done a lot of hard interval training. I want to be a very good collegiate runner.
He's going out maybe a little bit too fast. It's very exciting, these events. You don't know until you get into them and you start to warm up just how exciting it is and how much your nerves can get away from you. You have to be very careful in the first laps of these races.
I was amazed myself. I didn't know how I'd run till I actually got in the race itself.
Shawn MacKay coming up on the outside. You can see good tactics there. He falls in on the pole. He's in second place and he's running to save distance.
67.5 unofficially for the first 400 meters, and it continues to be Mitchell in first. Second place belongs to MacKay. Third place, running really well right now early in this race, Brian Clas is right up there with the pack.
But Shawn MacKay continues to impress. He's going to be, this is good tactics. In international races you see this. The favorites right in second place, running on the pole, saving distance with his eyes glued to the back of Teddy Mitchell in first place. To speak about the time on the first lap, 67.5 seconds, right at 9 minutes flat for 2 miles, so they didn't go out too fast. They're right on a good pace.
It will turn into a tactical race, though, Frank, as you know, if it slows down much at all here. Then we'll have to look to who the best milers are.
Then you find out just how these runners feel about each other's speed. And we said before that Andy Maris and Bryan Dameworth, they've run against each other. What I perceived was that Bryan feels that Andy Maris is a little bit faster. So we may see a tactic where Bryan Dameworth has to take it before he wants to, because Andy Maris, he said to me, just likes to hang on and kick.
There you see the split is 2 minutes, 14 seconds through the half. Mitchell was challenged for the lead by Scott Burnham. He fought it off. The pack is tightly woven together. This is going to be an interesting race before it's over with. Everybody right in the hunt.
And Mitchell's pressing again. The rest of the pack seems to want to slow down. Mitchell doesn't want to let them. So he's trying to take the sting out of everyone. But to be able to lead from the front in this kind of field the whole way is very difficult.
Well, right now it's Mitchell in first, Burnham in second, MacKay in third, Maris in fourth, and Diane Guthrie running and jumping well down this runway. She is the class of the field, having gone 20 feet, 8.5 inches this year, the young lady from Jamaica. Good power. She hits that board and explodes well. 19 feet, 7 inches is her jump right now. She's right up and performing well. Mitchell continues to be right up, and he's performing well in the men's race as well as they approach the 3/4 mile mark. Look at the caliber of this field, Frank. Running 9-minute pace, everybody's in there.
They are about 3:21, 3:22 for 3/4 of a mile. Steady pace, and everyone's content to let Teddy Mitchell lead. At a certain point, he's going to have to realize he's sacrificing himself for the rest of the field, and he's going to have to either take off and get a gap or really pull out and let someone else come through.
It is Teddy Mitchell in first. Burnham's in second. Shawn MacKay from Canada's in third. He had his heel stepped on there by Maris. In blue, running right now to the right of your screen, is Bryan Dameworth, a Kinney National Cross Country champion, and he is right now running in 5th place. He's a factor in the race, and he's the top 3,000 meter in the country. We had a chance to talk to him about this race.
He's got a strong kick, basically, and what he's done, every time I race against him, he's sat and kicked on me, so hopefully I'll be able to do the sit in this time, and we'll see what happens.
Dameworth talking about his major competition he expects in this race to be the man in black up there, Andy Maris. There you see Maris, number 115. Dameworth is 33. I said to Dameworth, explain yourself to me. And he said, I am honest, I'm dedicated, I'm perceptive. And I said to the man in black right there in 3rd, explain yourself to me. And he said, I'm tough, I'm single-minded. He said, and I'm focused. And you can underline the word focused. Let's see if he'll be focused on the finish line.
Teddy Mitchell slowed down a little bit. Every time he's come around on this back straightaway, he's accelerated. He didn't do it this time, and we have a change.
4 minutes, 31 seconds for the mile. And there you see the pace beginning to be picked up. What do you think of that pace for 4:31 for these guys, Frank?
It's right on even pace, and it plays into the hands of the kickers. Like Andy Maris, he can sit on this and kick. The other thing I'm seeing here is we don't want Maris and Dameworth to be looking at each other too much because Shawn MacKay looks very good there on the inside in 4th place.
Brian Clas from Binghamton, New York, has taken over the lead. He won the New York State 1,600 meter and 3,000 meter championships just last week. Burnham's in 2nd place, Dameworth in 3rd. Maris running now off Dameworth's shoulder. Dameworth has to try and get away from Maris. Lately, he's been able to outkick him in 4:08 miles. There you see Brendan Riley. Not a problem for him. He's the class of the field, having cleared 7 feet 5.5 inches earlier this year. Over the bar at 7-1.
I'm watching to see on his planting foot when it goes down just whether or not he winces a little bit. His right foot doesn't seem to bother him at all. He was in the training tape very early this morning. I was over there. He's getting it taped up with a lot of tape. He says it's hurt. He doesn't know what's wrong with it. He's had bone scans, so he's got pain, but if he can get over like he did, he's not in that much pain.
The pace continues right now. They're beginning to open up a gap on the rest of the field. It is no longer 14 people within 30 yards of each other. Clas is in the lead. MacKay in 2nd place from Canada. Dameworth in 3rd from California. Maris holding on to him in 4th place. Well, it's going to come down. They ran a 67 second quarter. They've been consistent here. Somebody's going to have a good kick, Frank.
Something is going to happen very soon. Brian Clas tried to break it open, couldn't do it. Now everyone's caught right back up. Shawn MacKay continues to impress me. He's right where he needs to be. He's very comfortable. He speeds up, slows down. Sometimes when you watch the runners and see the ones that can shift around and get where they want to be in the pack very quickly, they're the ones you should watch. And look, a little gap developing down the backstretch. This is where Bryan Dameworth in 3rd place has to respond, and there goes MacKay. He's going to press.
Well,
here's the race.
MacKay's an 8-minute, 54-second 2-miler. The break is underway. They passed a mile and a half in 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Dameworth in a 2nd. Maris is 3rd. Clas trying to hold on. In 4th place, that's Brandon Rhoads from Provo, Utah. Actually in 5th now. Great performances here at Keebler. As we have a lap and a half to go. Let's go down quickly to a man that Kevin is with who has 13 state and national titles, cross-country titles in the state of Illinois. He is with Joe Newton.
That's right, Larry. Since 1969, he's been the backbone of the Keebler Invitational, Joe Newton.
We're proud to be here today. We've had a great field, a great meet, and the weatherman really cooperated. So it's going to be an awesome meet, I think.
Okay, for his efforts since working on this since 1969, he was the first high school coach ever named to the Olympic Committee in Seoul.
That was my dream for 36 years, and it finally reached fruition in Seoul, and that's something I'll treasure for the rest of my life. I was really proud of that.
Okay, we got a great race going on here. Thank you, Coach. Larry?
Shawn MacKay from Canada has pulled away here and shown his heel to America's 2 best distance runners. They're battling it out right behind MacKay. That is MacKay running right now with about a 25-meter lead. Dameworth is in 2nd place. Maris is in 3rd. Maris trying to go by him on the turn right now. MacKay with a comfortable lead as he approaches the home stretch. There's about 100 meters to go.
And I think he benefited from Dameworth and Maris looking at each other a little too much. He was able to sneak out there, and they didn't respond, but here comes Maris.
Whoa, what a finish, and it's going to be MacKay holding on Maris in second, Dameworth in third, and it's Brandon Rhoads in fourth place. Clas trying to hold on for fifth. The time unofficially, 9 minutes, 6/10 of 1 second as Clas does hold down. Teddy Mitchell follows him right behind him. Excellent performance. Maris waited too long. It was a fine performance here, as we expected from this top talent. We'll be back for more exciting Keebler action upcoming the women's 2 miles.